we'll start with the most basic character, but it's a procedural dungeon crawler, and we have about...
Titled Looty Dungeon.
Looty Dungeon, yes. And we have about like 40 characters right now, and each one has different stats and abilities. So this guy can block incoming like projectiles and stuff. And it's all simple, tap to move, swipe to move in different directions and to attack. There are bosses and different environments, so every time you beat a boss, you actually get into a harder environment with more difficult enemies and traps.
So does your guy automatically attack in the direction that you're swiping?
Yeah. So it can be kind of like, you can be as advanced as you want, so players that are just comfortable by tapping like maniacs or swiping into enemies will always attack them, but there are more advanced characters that you can like wait for an enemy to drop their guard and like shoot an arrow at them or something like that, and I'll actually grab one of those right now.
Okay.
We also have a daily quest system that rewards you for completing certain tasks. You get coins.
And our character select shows off what everyone's abilities are, so the knight can block, this guy can do like pierce enemies and also block and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab the, let's see, this is an archer you get later in the game who does 2 damage but only has 2 hearts. So you can move through the dungeon and like specify like when you want to shoot just by tapping and holding, or if you have 3D touch, you can press deep and it'll automatically switch into that mode.
Enemies get tougher as you keep going, so they might have more health.
Is that the right way to put it? If you press deep, that's the 3D touch?
I actually asked an Apple person and they're like, I firmly, so we just end up using use 3D touch.
Yeah. I don't know how to talk about that in reviews and stuff. Like, I don't know, press harder?
Yeah. Press firmly?
The tutorial also has like a little infographic, so just in case people don't read it.
Yeah. So I'm about to come up to a boss room once I beat a couple more of these rooms. It's all procedural, but the way that we design individual elements in the world was all hand-placed, so it's a bit a mix between like curated, designed areas and also just like randomized, and we cut through areas if they're too difficult and stuff like that, so there's a little bit of customization. So this is one of our bosses in the game. It's a little bit harder if you have a ranged character.
Shield, so you gotta kind of maneuver around him.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Get him to come onto here, and then you can have the spike skill and stuff like that. A little punching bag.
Yeah, all the bosses have like an interactive prop you mess around with for fun.
We want to add a selfie button eventually. So this is a harder area, so we're starting to come across like more difficult traps and different like colored environments, and we have about 6 of them right now. We plan to add some more, but they get pretty ridiculous, and we're very impressed if some of our players get to the hardest ones before we release an update.
It's about like 6 different environments and 9 different bosses.
Yeah.
So now are the environments and bosses all random, or is it like a set path of?
So there's like sets of bosses per area, sort of. So it won't be the same one each time, but you know, if you keep playing, you'll recognize the bosses and be able to kind of maneuver around them.
Yeah. It's definitely a set progression of the areas for now, and eventually it might get a little bit more mixed up if we add like different environments for different like releases.
So would that count as a boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also just kind of like speed running through just to show off a little bit more. But yeah, that was our one of our 3 easy bosses. That was the witch. Now we're getting into more like projectile traps and stuff.
So now are these rooms randomly generated, or is the order random?
Yeah, so no, it is totally randomly generated. The only things that you might see multiple times are like the individual rows, and then sometimes we do things to make them a bit more random, and then we like space them out and make sure it's playable and make sure you can reach all the treasure in the room and stuff like that. And just like a few of those systems makes it feel really procedural.
We spent a lot of time like adjusting the difficulty curve, so certain things would only spawn in certain areas.
Yeah, like a lot of the projectile traps would kill players really early on, so we just moved them deeper.
So
into the
as
game.
part of the procedural thing, you simulate beating the level and stuff like that to make sure you can do it?
Yes.
Cool.
And we also make sure like not only can you reach the end, but so can the enemies, so that way like you can always reach them through some like squiggly pathfinding. Well, that was a bad move. Yeah, and then so you get coins for completing quests, and that's kind of like our free gift. We don't do a free gift straight up, we just give you really easy quests.
So what's the free-to-play hook in this?
So it's similar to Crossy Road, where each character is $1,
Okay.
We have a bunch of locked characters as well, and like secret characters you need to go find. We also have a character that is $2.99, and he's our pirate, and he'll triple the coins you pick up.
Oh, cool.
And he also has a little parrot that will pick up coins for you, which kind of removes the danger of finding like really dangerously placed, like that's on some spikes and stuff that could kill me. My parrot goes and picks it up. We also have rewarded ads at the end of a run. So if the user wants, they can watch an ad and get 100 coins, which is like 1/5 of what a character costs. And there's no like forced ads or forced in-app purchases or anything like that.
Yeah, you can basically earn every character for free if you want, except the pirate.
Yes, totally.
And so when is this coming out?
So it's coming out soon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually in review, so it's able to be launched, and there are some things we want to fix it with it.
Yeah. We actually posted on the TouchArcade forums for our beta if you want to sign up.
Yeah, totally.
We've gotten a lot of great feedback, and people are really liking it.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks a ton for showing us. It's
Yeah.
cool.